I always say that Bulgaria and Georgia always have got so many similarities for me. I don't know why, but Bulgarian landscape, architectural details, and environmental vibes, when I see all this stuff, I feel that it's so similar of Georgia. I don't know why, but I feel so familiar myself, this country. And maybe this is some kind of impact of post-Soviet on countries, but yeah, but still, Georgia and Bulgaria is so same for me. And I want to ask you about this. You mentioned, you said the same, but still.
Yeah, I mean, we are very similar countries. First time when I landed, of course, I couldn't understand anything, like
Yes.
nothing. But
Yes.
language is another thing.
Yes. Yes.
But after first 5 days, I was like, well, this is just Bulgaria, but Bulgaria, which I don't understand for a while, because it really, my first impression was just, this is Bulgaria. But
For me
in
too.
slightly different version, but I feel like at home. When
Yes.
my mom first visited me with my father, my mom was like, I feel like at home. And my father was, oh, wow,
Yes.
here, a lot of different things.
Yes.
But my mom was, we're at home.
Yes.
What's going on? My Polish friends, when they came, they absolutely were surviving some cultural shock.
Yes.
They couldn't kind of understand a lot of things, or, start to understand why such things are happening.
Yes.
And when I went with them, same people, to Bulgaria, they were
Yes.
saying the same things about
Yeah.
Bulgaria. So definitely there is something in this, in this similarity, and I'm pretty sure, of course, post-Soviet, that's one
Yes.
thing.
Together.
Yeah, post-Soviet, plus we are on the same geographical
line.
Oh, how this is called?
Yes.
Yeah, line.
Line.
Absolutely same. We are connected with Black Sea, which Black Sea, it has its own vibe. Black Sea kids are Black Sea kids. So for sure we share similar, let's say, history.
Yes.
Again, Turkey is
Yes.
our neighbor. And we have really similar nature. Culture, I'm not sure, because it's too much to say.
Yes, I catch some of folklore traditions, which is different a bit in Georgia. I mean, the native names and another stuff is different, but the main idea of the folklore traditions, which one I saw in Bulgaria, I can say this is also the same in Georgia. So I think we can also find something similarities in ethnological or folklore and mythology.
Yeah, totally. At least being in love with our traditions, folklore, it's still alive in Bulgaria and in Georgia as well. In Poland, for example, all this folklore, some traditions, they are all forgotten, or they are in museums. In Bulgaria and in Georgia, still in schools, there are lessons from national dances.
Yes.
In Poland, there is no such things.
Yes.
And in most European countries, there is no such thing like lessons for national dances, like normal PE classes. There is no such thing. Still wearing our national, not dresses, but costumes.
Yes.
It's absolutely normal for weddings, for some important events.
Yes.
That's the same, and we have also same religion, which is important.
I want to talk about Kutaisi and also about Veliko Tarnovo, because it's so funny maybe for someone. But I live in Veliko Tarnovo for 3 months in summer, last summer, and I really can say that I'm crazy about Veliko Tarnovo, and this city is so special, near to dear, close to my heart. And I don't know why, and maybe this is so funny, but I have got some familiar connection between Veliko Tarnovo and Kutaisi, because both of these cities are all the capital cities, both of the countries, for Georgia and for Bulgaria. I don't know why, but I feel that both Veliko Tarnovo, for example, have got really is a heart of art, of the culture, education, of the music. I met so many youngsters, which is really great. And I think the Veliko Tarnovo's community really creates the great Bulgarian viewer. And I don't know why, but when I think about Veliko Tarnovo, I see so many similarities between and with Kutaisi, and it's so familiar for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's so familiar and funny moment when I think about these two cities. And
Yeah, when you told me about that connection you
yes,
made, I started to think, and how I didn't came to that conclusion earlier, because it's so obvious. I mean, totally, when you told me that you see some similarity between Veliko Tarnovo and Kutaisi, I saw that they are really
yes.
same. I mean, you know, metaphorically,
Yeah.
but they are same. And Veliko Tarnovo for me is one of the nicest, cutest
Yes.
cities
Yes.
of Bulgaria.
Yes.
I have been there for many times. Spent my summers with
Yes.
grandma, just walking there and having fun with ice creams or stuff,
Yes.
doing nothing. So absolutely, I have same feeling in Kutaisi. And when there are some holidays in Veliko Tarnovo,
Yes.
they always put lights on the start of
Yes.
it, and it's feast. And
Yes.
first time I felt the same feeling in Kutaisi when I went
Yes.
for Kutai Soba, and people were cheerful that their city exists.
Yes.
And I was so, I mean, their kind of energy, their vibe, it catch me too. And I was just so happy that I'm in Kutaisi and it's
Yes.
Kutai Saba, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
That absolutely, you are right. And also both of the cities, they kind of still manage to survive that let's say expansion of new
Yes.
buildings.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
These huge new buildings in Tbilisi. I think it's like plaque that just randomly standing huge
Yes.
buildings. For I really, I can't believe that there is such demand for these
Yes.
apartments in such amount. It's completely crazy what's happening in Tbilisi. In such situation, absolutely, it's not happening in Kutaisi. There are mainly houses, like old houses or old buildings, which are slowly being renovated. Of course, there are Soviet buildings somewhere in the city, but they are not like a main part of the city. So that ancient kind of spirit is still alive in Kutaisi, and same happens in Veliko Tarnovo.
Yes.
And absolutely, you are right. And
Yeah.
wow, that you found out that.
We found so interesting similarities in our negotiation right now. Marta, I will ask you about kitchen because I can say that as another topic we mentioned, we can find so many similarities, but still I can say that Bulgarian banica, lutenica, and chopska salad is one of my favorites. And for so many people, the Georgian kitchen is sometimes one of interesting stuff. And I want to just ask you about this, if you can share your feeling about Georgian kitchen. I think Georgian khachapuri and banitsa really looks like each other.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like banitsa is not so bready. I mean, there is
Yes.
no, it's not
Yes.
like well, hachapuri actually shouldn't be like a bread,
Yes.
mainly, but well, usually it is like a bread. Well, that's a really risky subject because I don't know why, but I see really small amount of similarities. Well,
Yes.
for sure, we have mazzoni and kiselo mleko.
Yes,
This
kiselo
is
mleko. Yes, I love this. When I remember myself when I found out Bulgaria that kiselo mleko is Georgian mazzoni, the same one. I
yeah,
was so happy.
and I think I don't know if this is sentiment again,
Yes.
but I think there is some difference in the taste. Maybe our cows are different. Maybe
Maybe
they eat something different,
different
but
grass or maybe.
no zero idea or some
Mhm.
traditional something. But when Georgi came to Bulgaria, of course, he had to try kiselo mleko, and
Yes.
we in all variations, from sheep, from cow, from beaver, from every possible
Yes.
animal which gives milk. And he said, well, it's mazzoni, but slightly different. So, he also kind of confirmed that it's like a local matzon, you can say, and yogurt is sour cream.
Yes.
It's same. Baklava, well, it's like Arabian,
Yes.
so
Turkish.
well,
Yes.
Balkans have baklava.
Yeah.
Paska,
Yes.
it's absolutely like kuzunak.
Yes, yes.
It's
I found out this in this Easter when I was here. Yes. I did
yeah,
not know
yeah,
before that about this. Yeah.
yeah. But I think and we both love bread. Bread
Yes.
must be on the table, no matter
Yes,
what.
yes, yes. I love to bread, and also I want to mention about our history about wine, because I can say that both of countries, Bulgaria and Georgia, have got a huge history of wine, and I can really say that we are wine countries, and I love this topic really because when I am in Bulgaria, I always observe, explore, or tasting so many wines with my friends because I love the culture of wine in general. And yeah, this is also one similarities about our countries.
Yeah, have you visited Melnik?
No, but I heard about this place.
You
Yeah,
must
it's
go
a
there
must.
if you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the most important
Yes.
about wine, and also the city in Bulgaria. This is the smallest city in Bulgaria,
Yes.
which contains. I mean, there is only one, so you will love it. Yeah, wine very important for Georgians is like
Yes.
a state of being. Wine is absolutely everywhere. In Georgia, if you go to market, you will not find wine
Yes.
from the outside, export wine. There is
Yes.
no export wine. There is in Georgia, there is just Georgian wine. In Bulgaria, there is just Bulgarian wine.
Yes.
Very rarely somewhere you will find some
Yeah.
French or Italian,
Yeah.
but it's rare. Biggest difference between Bulgaria and Georgia, that in Georgia there are 4 salads, maybe 3. In Bulgaria, if you go to restaurant, first 2 pages of the menu are just different salads.
Yes.
And we have variety of that salads, and this is what I really miss
Yes.
in Georgia. And I also think that I mean, again, I don't know how to describe it, but I think Bulgarian cuisine is more colorful.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you. Yeah. I want to ask you also about I want to share my experience about Bulgarian community and society, and of course I will make a small intro. I'm not talking about, of course, everyone. I just want to share my small experience during this 1 year of living in Bulgaria. I met so many locals, so many students, youngsters, and I had got a conversation with them about is society meets so many newness. I mean, how feels the society when they have got some kind of new stuff. And maybe I'm mistake, but still I will say, I think that in Bulgarian society still exists some kind of stigma, still exists some kind afraid of the LGBT people or some kind all this stuff. And I mentioned all this stuff because this is not big deal and big news for me, because Georgian society and the community has got the same problem when they have got this scary or afraid of the newness of the stuff what they don't know. And yeah, I wanted to share about the main thing which one I see in the community, in the society, Bulgarian society, and also in Georgian society is exactly that.
I think in both our countries, in Poland as well, it's like a political thing that some parties, they use this to, like a tool, that we are the party which says this is not good. Yes. And with this tool, we will force another people to think this way. And I think that hate for LGBT is kind of fresh. Yes. Because I know a lot of grannies which they don't care. They know that there is LGBT. I mean, all these like versions of
yes,
saying gays, lesbians, and all that stuff. They know they are, and they just don't care. And young people, they are fighting. They go to this awful aggressive.
Yes.
This is not even protest. It's like
that's a clear fight, attack, and yes, I agree with you.
And I'm amazed that basically in Bulgaria as well, that they are young. Let's say young people. I mean, grannies. They don't go to fight.
At the same time you are talking about this, but in general, what do you think? What have to improve Georgian community in general and the social?
From my point of view, hypocrisy. Yes. Because in Georgia, as you perfectly know, exist like feasts. There is tamada and there are toasts. First toast is for God. Second is for Georgia. And the toast is how Georgia is beautiful, how there is everything, how nature is great. And then they just throw away their cigarettes on the street. I mean, Georgians, I mean, the amount of trash everywhere, not caring about the nature at all, is so, I mean, it just really kills my eyes. Yes. Many times with Georgi and our friends, we were organizing this collecting trash from Lisi Lake, for example, or in Vani. We were collecting in Poti Beach, a lot of
Poti Beach is really disaster. Yes, by this point, yes.
And I think that except of course problems with a woman, absolutely this, let's say, obvious about patriarchat system, which also exists in Bulgaria, in Poland. I mean, I think Georgia is not much more patriarchal than Poland or Bulgaria. I think it's just differently used. Yes. This patriarchat. But this what really hurts me when I'm in Georgia is trash everywhere, everywhere. Yes. And going with cars everywhere, trying to build new super fancy hotels in the middle of nature reservat. For me, this is completely unacceptable. I mean, Georgia has untouched nature in so many places that you should basically bless bless that.
Marta, I want to ask you, you live in Bulgaria, in Poland, now you are in Georgia, but before that you mentioned you were in France. I want to ask you, what do you think, what needs Georgia to become more closer European Union standards? I interested your opinion as a person who has got ethnological observation and some kind of experience about this topic.
So basically, I think it would be nice if Georgians would stop driving so crazy. Because I think it's really issue. I mean, this is real issue, the way of Georgian drivers and speed they try to achieve, and then have huge massive car accidents, and basically not kind of caring about the rules which are on the road. And I know it's very simple and very like not tricky answer, but this is so basic, and this is so important, I think, to, let's say, become more European, because Georgia is European. You show it in every possible way that you're European. You don't want to be associated with, let's say, Asia, or let's say Russia.
Especially Russia. This is one of our huge pain and headache, permanent headache and heart attack to be somehow. And after this occupation, after what's happening in Ukraine right now, after this war, this is huge heart and pain for us.
About other these things to become more European, I'm also not expert. Like I'm not.
I see. Yeah, of course. As a citizen who has got experience to live in other countries after this,
So I just think that caring about what's around you is important. It's again very simple, like this driving, but if you do care, if your elevator in your building works normally, you just make the living in this building like nicer. Because every time if you go to the building and you are scared and you have got 20 kilograms of vegetables and you are scared if elevator is working or no, it's really in some point unpleasant. And not caring about these common things, creating some community feeling.
Marta, what will be your last comment for after our meeting? For our
last comment is that I'm absolutely happy that you found me, and
I'm so happy too.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited that Bulgaria and Georgia, that there become some relations between us, because before it was like, when I was saying I'm from Bulgaria, they were like, where's Bulgaria? So it's high time our countries to become more, in a bigger friendship, because we are so similar that we just need to
find out better each other. Yeah,
exactly.
Thank you. So bye.
Thank you. Bye.